Hello and welcome to Level Up and Friends. For those of us from the video game and comic book store, Level Up Entertainment, get together every once in a while with some of our friends, and we have discussions about stuff we're passionate about. I'm your host Scott, and joining me this week is Kendall.
Hi there.
And we're only a couple of days out from the announcement that Sora from Kingdom Hearts is going to be the final Super Smash Brothers Ultimate character, and seems like an appropriate time to talk about Smash Brothers and probably Ultimate a bit in particular. So Kendall, are you excited about Sora?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I know you were the reason I got into Kingdom Hearts at all. You and our friend Kevin in high school showed me this game. I'm like, that sounds lame. And they're like, it's got Nightmare Before Christmas. All right, I'll check it out.
Yeah. Big. Have we done a Kingdom Hearts episode?
I don't know if we have. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I played Kingdom Hearts 3 recently for the first time and I hated it.
I mean, it's not very good.
And I was like, man, I've been waiting for this for like almost 20 years. Dude, that series is 20 years old now on a tangent, but like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's wild, but whatever.
It's fine. That's how time works, right?
Well, yeah, if you believe in such a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no proof that time exists. Yes. But we're going to talk about Smash Brothers. I guess we should start a little bit with like our history with the series. I first discovered it. I didn't even know it existed until it came out on the N64. One of my buddies in my neighborhood, we were riding the bus and he was telling me about this fighting game that had like Kirby and Pikachu in it. I was like, what? And I went over his house when we were after school and I thought it was the best thing ever and had to run out and get it as soon as I could. And ever since then, like, I've been so excited every time there's a new one.
Yeah. I did not have Nintendo 64. So I discovered it just hanging out in Funko Land one day. I saw, I feel like that came out kind of like in the middle or towards the end of like the height of like the first Pokemon craze.
Yeah, it was definitely in the middle of that. I remember it had Pikachu in it, so I was really excited.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it was like on a demo N64 at Funko Land, which some of the older listeners might remember that store.
Oh, I remember Funk. Yeah, I have fond memories of Funkoland when really it was nothing more than just like a GameStop.
Yeah, proto GameStop.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like, I got in there. I selected Pikachu, of course, because I feel like outside of like, I don't even know who's like in that initial roster, but like I was like, oh, it's weird to think about a time I didn't recognize most of those characters.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and from leading like this morning before we record this, I was thinking about like, oh, the original game was like I knew like Mario, Donkey Kong, Yoshi, Kirby, and Pikachu, at least on the starting roster. Like, but like I knew what Metroid, but like I didn't recognize Samus right off the bat. Like I was like, oh, it's from Metroid. I was like, oh, I've heard of that. You know, I didn't play those things back then. I wasn't even into Zelda yet at the time. And then Fox was like, oh yeah, Star Fox. I played that on my friend's Super Nintendo. It's not a character I recognize, but I remember unlocking Ness and Falcon. At least I heard. I didn't even hear of the games that they were from. So
who's this kid?
Yeah, I remember the first time I got Ness, and you want to play as him, and I'm off the stage and I do his up B to recover, and it just flies straight up, and I die. I was like, this guy sucks.
But yeah, after playing it there very briefly and not really understanding like what you're supposed to do, I understood it was a fighting game, but like the percent and the throwing people off the stage, none of that really clicked with me that first playthrough. And then yeah, didn't have any more Smash experiences until Melee came out.
Yeah, I know us and our friend group, we played Melee like a lot in high school.
Oh yeah. I feel like when it first came out was like maybe a year or two before we started hanging really.
Mhm.
But yeah, we would have like sleepovers and there's just one guy, Dre, I'm sure you remember.
Yeah.
Uh, he would just like annihilate everybody.
Oh no, yeah. He had to like handicap himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, and yeah, I was never good at the game.
Oh, I wouldn't say I'm good either. I especially crystallized when I went to college. But like, if I made the other player mad, even if I didn't win the game, like I won. So, one of our friends that we played with was better at the game than I was, but he like some reason the ice climbers tripped him up. I guess because they're so disjointed. So I ended up getting decent as the ice climbers just because it would make him so mad to play against me. But I never really stuck with like a main. It's just there's too many characters I like. They're all too fun.
Kirby was definitely my main for my pretty much until Ultimate. Ultimate is where I started like playing like, and I still don't really know how to play the game, but I was like, oh, let me learn a little bit more about what I'm doing.
Yeah, because with Ultimate, you started playing like more competitively, right?
I wouldn't say competitively, but like, especially since this year coronavirus came down. I have a group of me and three of my friends. We play pretty much every week online. So yeah, just like playing a lot more, and they're all pretty decent. So I had to kind of go, and the way we play kind of forced me to get better. Like I was saying, my main was Kirby,
Mhm.
and my strategy would just be fly away until everyone else has damaged themselves enough that I can just turn into a rock and get somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way me and my friends play now, we do like random for every single fight. So it's like, I guess I gotta learn how to play this game.
What forces you actually have to like learn some strats? Because every character is different, but they all have kind of a base line, like how you control,
Oh yeah, for sure.
which I think is for me is a big part of the appeal. Like I never really got into Street Fighter or like traditional fighting games. It's like even now I still don't really understand like all the weird command inputs you have to do. Like just my brain never. And if I the ones I did sort of learn, like it's just muscle memory. I can't think about it. Like
For sure.
it's like we also played a lot of Marvel versus Capcom, and it's just like you and I would just be like just hit things as fast as we can.
Button mash, button mash.
Yeah, just to make things happen. But
Yeah, and lots of things happened in that game. Very rewarding. For
oh yeah, I enjoyed it immensely.
Did you play any Brawl?
Oh yeah, I remember the lead up to Brawl was the first time it was like because that's when they did like the week daily updates. So occasionally, occasionally you get like a character, and then like the day they announced like Sonic, it was like the most exciting thing that ever happened. But that was the most exciting one since Pokemon Trainer, I think, because I got really stoked for that. Because I love the idea of the Pokemon Trainer, and like those are like three of my favorite Pokemon that he uses. But that's one like that because before when Melee like they released that CG trailer, the opening trailer, and that was kind of like it. There was no like real big like hype lead up that I remember.
I think Melee is when Melee, I don't know how to say it, but anyway, I think that game is that's when like Smash became like a thing.
Yeah, because I think it was only like 2 years later from when we got 64. They weren't even going to bring that over to the States originally.
Yeah,
Which seems like insane now when you look at like everyone in gaming wants to be a part of this.
It's pretty wild.
Even Disney is a part of it now. I did check the credits at the end of the story trailer. They added Disney to the bottom of it.
Oh, of course they did.
Yeah, well, they had to have his Mickey Mouse keychain. So
yeah, well, and I think Sora is technically a Disney.
So I don't know because there's all only things that they brought into Ultimate are like Kingdom Hearts original.
Yeah, I think it's like a co-owner thing with Square.
Yeah, I assume they probably would have to charge more if they actually want like Donald Duck to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense because none of the music's Disney; it's all the original original tunes for it.
Yeah. Was Sonic the only third party character in
No, because in
Brawl?
the reveal trailer they showed Solid Snake, but
Oh, that's right.
I wasn't into Metal Gear, so like that didn't do anything for me.
I also wasn't into Metal Gear back then. I've really gotten into it recently.
Yeah,
And yeah, I wish I was better with Snake. But it's cool because like now when I'm playing as him, it's like, oh, like I get his moves a little bit more.
yeah. No, he's cool and different. I don't mind playing as him. I like his stage. The music in it is really good. My experience with Metal Gear is like when I'm mostly annoyed when I'm playing it. I'm not a big fan of like that genre of game. And then like the cutscenes and the story and stuff is so self-indulgent that I'm just like, get on with it.
See, I'm here for that.
I know I'm in the minority with people I know. Everyone likes Kojima but me, but that's fine. It's cool he's there. Like I like that was the most hype part of the reveal for Ultimate is that when they had Snake show up and that's when they said everyone is here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then after that, they were like, "Oh, here's Pichu and Young Link," and I was like, "I've never been so excited to see those characters again."
Yeah,
I figured they were never coming back. Like I did not expect the everyone's here thing. One of my big fears going into the Switch version of Smash was just like because they had so many cool characters in the Wii U one. This was like, oh, we're definitely never going to get Cloud again. You know, we might not get Mega Man back. You know, so the fact that everyone came back and then we got more stuff on top of that is so cool.
Yeah. Did you play any of that era though? The 3DS, Wii U?
Oh yeah, I had both of them. I played a lot of it. I play a lot of every Smash game. My favorite one is always the most recent one to come out. But yeah, no, this has become like one of my favorite gaming series, and like a big part of why I like it is it's kind of the speculation and like lead up hype, which in the DLC era now like means we've been doing it for like 3.5 years.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah.
But cool. And this game, you know, Ultimate has really given us a lot of fun.
I'll be honest with you.
Experiences. Go ahead.
I couldn't be happier with what they've done with it. Going into the Wii U, now that we had Sonic, the characters I really wanted were Mega Man, Little Mac. I wanted to eventually get like something from Castlevania. I was most, Belmont or like King K. Rool. And like now I have all of them. Plus people I didn't expect I was ever going to get like Cloud and Sephiroth and Sora. And like Banjo-Kazooie, it's really cool he's there. I'm super stoked that there's a Dragon Quest character. And I like that it's multiple protagonists.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I guess do we want to go down? I feel like a big experience of these DLC or the character announcements in general is like the trailers.
The trailers are awesome.
Do we want to kind of work our way through those?
Yeah, so I guess where they first really started, like the way we know them today, like they had like a little trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog, but like didn't have as big production values as they do now. But when they announced Wii U, and 3DS, they showed the game, they showed like Villager and stuff. And then at the end, it does the new challenger approaching thing. And all the characters look up and then it's revealed that it's Mega Man. And that was when I think I was the most excited for I had been for any Smash character at that point. Because that was one of the big ones that I really wanted.
Oh yeah, once you get Sonic, I feel like Mega Man is like kind of maybe the next natural choice.
Yeah, he's the next like non-Nintendo character that I really strongly associate with Nintendo. And it might be because of just our age. Because Mega Man like kind of was really like dying off at that point, at least like classic.
Well, that was before like 9, right? Or was that around that era?
I don't know the timeline I think that led to like the resurgence with 9. No, 9 had already come out because 9 was on the Wii. That's what I played it on, and this was on Wii U.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Mega Man was back, but it's like so crazy because like Mega Man wasn't even Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Oh well, yeah, they were trying to,
Like get rid of him.
yeah. But yeah, Sakurai obviously doesn't give a shit about any of those
Yeah.
gaming politics things.
But like
Uh,
Mega Man has so much love in the game in Smash Brothers. Like he's got the unique thing when he dies, he bursts into bubbles and makes a sound. He has, if you wiggle him, like he does that little like foot shimmy that you can do in the NES.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, where like you kind of like edge over in the NES one, but like only part
Yeah.
that animates is like his toe. You can do that in Smash Brothers.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like it's so cool. I love he's got jumps. He does this, you know, he basically is just the sprites reanimated.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. And I love his final smash.
yeah, because it gives a little bit of love to like all of his whole series as well.
Yeah, yeah. The whole, yeah, Mega Man is one of like the legacy characters that have made it into Smash. So it's cool to see every version of him.
Yeah, I feel like they try to make it so like everyone can kind of represent like as much of their franchise as possible, especially with the guest characters.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is probably how they're able to like pull off some crazy stuff later. With like there's like a bunch of Microsoft stuff in the game now.
Oh, that's so wild to me.
Yeah, because like Banjo-Kazooie is owned by Microsoft, so is Minecraft. And then I think the deal probably with Bethesda, like Wii costumes and stuff, was beforehand, because during the DLC is like when they like bought them. But now they're all, you know, retroactively like from Microsoft, which is competing company to Nintendo.
Yeah. So in the Ultimate era, I feel like the first like inkling might have been the first trailer. That was kind of its own standalone thing.
Yeah, because they kind of teased that it was Smash Bros. When they first did it, it's the original Splatoon trailer. So Splatoon 2 was coming out. So I was like, oh, or it had just come out. So my first instinct is like, oh, maybe they're gonna bring like all the classic Splatoon maps to Splatoon 2. And then it goes dark and they reveal the Smash Brothers logo. And it's just like, it's coming this year.
Yeah. That's like that's so simple compared to like what we get going forward.
Yeah, but it's so effective because like
Yeah,
we didn't know, you know, we didn't know a game was coming. Like, you know, they were porting everything from the Wii U over, so people were like, oh, maybe let's bring that Smash Brothers over, which I would have been down with, and just bring more characters in as DLC would have been cool. I mean, I'm glad we got what we got instead, but
oh yeah, for sure.
but that one was really cool. And then E3 is when they like did the blowout. They did the everyone's here. Then they, you know, but the first real like new character beyond Dingling, because we knew they were coming, was the big one that everyone's been requesting for forever.
Was that Ridley?
Yeah, Ridley was announced at the end of that one.
Yeah, that was a very cool, like scary trailer.
And it should be, because Ridley's kind of a big scary monster.
Yeah.
Because like the tone of Metroid games are like not lighthearted. So I'm glad that they were able to kind of bring that in with like Mario and stuff.
Yeah, I've never played any Metroid, but it was very cool in tone, very you know, original Alien feeling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one. And that was one of those characters for a long time people have like been requesting, been like basically since Melee. So the fact that they like this round, it really feels like this is what the fans wanted, more or less. But it's realistically expectations, because I know a lot of the later characters, you know, were this like, because they had that ballot. A lot of the later ones were ones people were requesting a lot. I mean, they just said in the Sora reveal that like he is the one that was like most voted most worldwide. So it's cool that they were able to make that happen.
Yeah, definitely. There are definitely some surprises. I feel like the next trailer was Castlevania.
Yeah, I was really excited for it. So I thought it was really cool. And then Richter showed up, and I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, there's a second dude.
I don't even know who Richter is, but that reveal was like, I was really surprised because like I was like, oh, cool, we get Simon Belmont. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're gonna go like the classic one, like and again, he moves around a lot like his NES sprite does.
Mm.
But now Richter's from I think Bloodlines or Rondo of Blood. I know he's in Symphony of Night. He's in a bunch of like other like classic uh Castlevania games. But it makes sense, like they both use a whip and stuff, like they can work as clowns. And then
Yeah.
I was mostly just excited for Castlevania just to bring their music into the game, and it's that part of the soundtrack so good. It's one of my least favorite parts of the anime. The music in it stinks.
Oh yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
watched the anime either. I've only
I'm
played-
not a fan. I didn't watch anything beyond season two. 'Cause I heard season two was better than the first one. I really did like the first season, but benefit of Netflix is it's just kind of there, so you can just watch it.
yeah.
But
Unfortunately, that kind of adds up after a while. But anyway,
yeah, I think the one after that was King K. Rool, right?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was excited for King K. Rool. He was one of the characters I really wanted.
I love how his trailer opens with like everyone versus their like
Like bad guy.
rival.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
I-
that was exciting because then after they showed everyone who's got like their final boss or whatever in the game, it just cuts to Donkey Kong. So like you kind of already know what they're gonna do.
yeah, and
But
then
then
they
they,
kind of play with you with the DDD.
yeah, where he's like in disguise as King K. Rool, and then he shows up and like knocks him away. And then his music, that new version of Gangplank Alley was so good.
The King K. Rool, a really strong character.
Yeah,
Do
he's
you-
really good. I mean, I generally like the heavy characters in this game. Like my main in Wii U, if I had a main, was Bowser.
Hmm.
But I like K. Rool a lot. I like the Belmonts too, so I'm glad that they were also fun.
Yeah, K. Rool is like when I go against a good K. Rool. I mean, this goes with any character, but I feel like K. Rool is one of those people I have a lot of trouble with, especially since I tend to pick lighter characters.
Yes, I know you usually like gravitate towards the lighter guys. You should be down for Sora because he looks like he weighs nothing.
Jeez,
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
yeah. Who is after K. Rool? You have the list up, right?
It's Isabel.
Okay, Isabel was cool, but like I wasn't like particularly excited.
I'm not a big Animal Crossing fan. What? Not a big Animal Crossing fan. But I do like, and this is kind of a thing that comes back in later trailers. I
Mhm.
feel like this is the first one where it's like, oh, this is like kind of what you were saying for the Inkling trailer. Like this one's like made with Animal Crossing graphics. And it's like, oh, here's something for the new Animal Crossing game.
Yeah, because we were expecting a new Animal Crossing. And then they announced it at the end of it. Like Tom Nook watched the video online and it was like, hey, there's going to be a new game.
Yeah. But that was cool. After that, we had what I think is the biggest surprise character. Probably even, I mean, not including some of the third-party people we get. I feel like Piranha Plant is kind of the weirdest character of the whole thing.
I remember being like, really? Piranha Plant? I've warmed up to it since. But because it's just a random Mario enemy, I was like, that's.
Yeah, it's not like a character.
I think that on the heels of Kennen and Incineroar being like our last two like regular characters because it was the same day. I was like, oh, because Kennen and Incineroar were like not exciting to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about those. I thought it was cool that they were in the same trailer again, kind of like the Simon Richter thing.
Yeah.
Ken,
I'll try to cut that out.
It sounded like you got hurt real bad.
The
Anyway.
back room's kind of echoey.
Yeah. I say leave it in. Fuck it. Anyway.
I'll see what I feel like doing. It'll be up to listeners at home to decide if this was good or bad decision.
Yeah, we'll see. Ken. I don't give a shit about Ken.
Yeah.
It's just like different Ryu, who I barely give a shit about.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's cool that Street Fighter's in the game. But like, I didn't care about Ryu, but like, it is cool that the way they do that, and they've done this with the other fighting game characters that eventually showed up. But like, if you play them like you do in their regular games, like you can play them with their command stuff, and they usually are stronger than if you do that. But you have to know how to play them in Street Fighter. I think that's cool.
And yeah, that kind of goes with like what Sakurai was saying about Sora. Like, like, oh, it plays very similar to like if you've played the Kingdom Hearts series, which is cool.
Yeah, like a lot of the characters feel like the character from those games. Like Mega Man feels like NES Mega Man. Simon feels like NES Simon.
Yeah, which is just like wild how they did that. What do you think about Joker?
He's okay. I've never played any Shin Megami Tensei or Persona games. But I was like, oh, that's neat and random. And he's like, I think Persona 5 was only like a couple years old at that point. So I was like, that's cool. You know.
Yeah. I definitely, it makes me want to play those games. They definitely look like my bag.
Oh, the music in the, I already knew Persona 5 from the soundtrack because I think Sean and Jess at work like loved that game, so we played the soundtrack. But like, it's really good. So I was excited for him just for the music that he's going to bring to the game.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as the character goes, he was fine. You know, I wasn't that excited for him specifically.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a trailer. It did more to get me interested in the Persona series than it did to get me excited about his character coming, which is probably a big reason why these third-party franchises like want their game in Smash.
Yeah, and I feel like sometimes characters go in there just for like marketing purposes. Like we usually get the most recent Fire Emblem character. We usually get a new generation Pokemon. I'm surprised we didn't get any as DLC, which don't get me wrong, I'm glad.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Also, because like I don't really, I guess I sound like an old man, but I don't particularly like the new games.
I haven't played.
Yeah.
Who
Who was after Joker? Was it Hero then?
It was Hero.
Yeah, so that one was one I was particularly excited for.
I was so stoked.
I think Dragon Quest was one of those last big legacy franchises. Now that we had Final Fantasy and Castlevania and stuff, that like should have something in the game.
Yeah, definitely like an NES.
Yeah. So
staple.
Were you thinking of like how they came up with them? Because I was thinking because I just wanted something Dragon Quest. I was thinking about like it being a slime, and then like it could have like a sword and shield and like different like Dragon Quest attacks. I liked what they eventually did, especially since they gave us like the most recent hero and then 3 like the most popular ones.
Yeah, which is a genius move for his costumes. Yeah, I feel like when he was announced, I had just finished like my 120-hour Dragon Quest XI playthrough. And then yeah, I feel like a week later it was like, oh, look who's here. I was like very excited.
Yeah, that was the same day. It was because that was the beginning of E3, and then they ended it with the next one, which was Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, which is such a funny one. Yeah. I never had N64, so I have no real thoughts or feelings about Banjo-Kazooie, but I just love how it starts just like the K. Rool trailer. except the fake out is with Duck Hunt this time.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's, a mammal and a bird on his back.
Yeah, I feel like that was probably real exciting for anyone who likes that.
So I never played the Banjo-Kazooie games. I'm not a big collectathon guy, so if I go back and play them now, I'm not sure how much I would like them. However, I do know that they were a classic. That was like a big staple of the 64, and like people really wanted them, but like then they got bought by Rare, got bought by Microsoft. Just like, all right, it's one of those like pie in the sky dream things that will just never happen. So it was really exciting and cool that it did.
Yeah, especially because like so far with the third party characters, it's like, okay, they are still third party, but just because Rare got bought by Microsoft, who has their own system that Smash Brothers will never be on.
Yeah.
It was cool that door opened.
Yeah, and it's cool that it is because when they announced recently, like a couple weeks ago, that they're bringing the N64 streaming stuff online, one of the games they showed was Banjo-Kazooie. So that's cool. Like maybe I'll play it now.
Sure, with enough money, anything can happen.
Yeah, but it's yeah, like it was more just cool that it happened, not necessarily that I was particularly excited for it. But I also just got Dragon Quest stuff like 30 minutes earlier, so I was like, I'm happy.
Yeah, I was way more excited for the Dragon Quest.
Yeah, which I think you and I are the only people I know that were really stoked for that versus Banjo-Kazooie.
I love Dragon Quest.
It's also like if you play as Erdrick, you can almost squint and pretend it's Goku.
As far as Hero, spoiler alert for Dragon Quest 11, but it would kind of make more sense if all the costumes were like Dragon Quest 11 and then the original trilogy, since 11 kind of is a prequel to those games.
Yeah, which was a fun thing I didn't realize. But you can play 11 and not know that it doesn't change your enjoyment.
Yeah, you can play any of them.
Yeah.
But like it's just like a fun thing they kind of tack on at the end. They're like, oh, we'll show you Descendant in the future, and it's the first Dragon Quest hero.
Yeah, because the Dragon Quest games are mostly like Final Fantasy, where they're all just disconnected, even though they have like similar things.
Mhm.
But the first 3 Dragon Quest games were related because 2 is a sequel to 1, and then 3 is a prequel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now 11 is a prequel.
Now 11 is the most prequel.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like 4, 5, and 6 are like considered a trilogy, but they just have like kind of similar settings, but I don't think they're connected.
They're more like a thematic trilogy, right?
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, back to Smash. We had Terry was our next guy.
Yeah, I never got into King of Fighters or Fatal Frame or any of that, or Fatal Fury or any of that stuff.
I had King of Fighters 95 for PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I enjoyed it. Never really kept up with the franchise. Sometimes I'll play some version 97 or whatever at like the arcade here in the city. I did think it was a really cool trailer though.
It was. It was that old SNK like pixel art style.
Yeah.
See, if I picked an SNK character, I wanted some Metal Slug, but that's me.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Byleth.
Yeah.
Until the end of that trailer, I didn't even know what game they were from.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it, because it's in the Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, like in engine style, I was like, oh, it's the new Fire Emblem character. I'm like, that's lame to end it on. But at the end of that, they also revealed like we're doing another Fire's Pass. It's gonna have 6 characters instead of 5. So I was like, all right, that's not the last character.
Yeah,
that's the thing with the hype train. It's a double-edged sword. You either get really like excited or you don't.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure if you're like you're a big fan of that game and those characters. That was another like, I feel like that would have been a cool trailer.
Yeah, I haven't played Three Houses yet. I hear it's really good. The only
Yeah.
Fire Emblem game I really played was Awakening, which I enjoyed. But yeah, I already have Awakening characters, so
Min Min started the next Fighter's Pass.
she's the arms character I was hoping they'd pick. I just think she's the most like visually, well, not the most, but like one of the more visually interesting ones.
What, I've never played those game or that game. There's only one, right?
Yeah, there's only one. I played the like in the lead up to it, it was like a test online multiplayer thing. And I was playing it with the Joy-Cons as I thought that was the only way you could play it. And I was like, I don't like the way this controls. I didn't find out until much, much later that it was you could do it with a controller. I was like, maybe I'd like it that, but that's cool. Like, aren't like I love the character designs in ARMS. I like everything about ARMS but playing. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of like that with Metroid too. So it's like
I thought the art style was pretty fun in that trailer.
yeah, I dig that too. It's fun seeing like the other Nintendo characters in different art styles. Because that had Captain Falcon and Kirby in it.
Oh yeah. And that, yeah, just funny.
Yeah. Who was after Min Min? Was it
It's good old Steve.
Oh yeah. And again, I've never played Minecraft, but like Banjo-Kazooie, like that, for what it represents, that's really, really cool that it's there.
Yeah, and especially because like doesn't really have any Nintendo ties, right?
Well, it's on Nintendo systems, and then there's like some you can download like Mario skins and stuff in it. But like it's
Oh,
not,
interesting.
I mean,
Okay, well, then
but again,
maybe-
it's owned by Microsoft, but that was like the first thing that they put on Nintendo consoles. But
interesting.
what's cool about Minecraft is the game was originally, I think, created by one dude. And now it's like one of the biggest games of all time. And now it's in Smash Brothers and all these different, you know, it's a juggernaut in its own right.
Yeah, I used to work with this guy who like was literally obsessed with it and knew that nobody else we worked with like played it, but like would talk about it anyway.
Yeah.
And he was like hacking the game or something. I don't know what he was doing.
Well,
I don't understand what it is.
First time I ever heard about Minecraft or saw it, I wasn't even working at the store yet, but I went in, or maybe I was, because I think I was behind the counter. And Sean was playing it at the computer at our first level up location. I'm like, oh, I thought it was a game from like the early 90s he was playing. I'm like, oh, what game is this? He's like, oh, it's this new thing called Minecraft. He was telling me about like the things you do. And I'm like, that sounds boring. So I assumed it was only going to be for, because like the aesthetic of it, I thought was only going to appeal to like guys our age, but like it became real popular with kids after that. And people were talking about Minecraft, like a game where you just dig and like make torches and put them on the wall. That's awesome.
Like build a house or something. I don't know what you.
Yeah, I was just like, really, kids like this? It's so ugly. I was like, all right. The closest I've come is I played the first Dragon Quest folders because I really like Dragon Quest.
Have you played as Steve at all?
I played a bit as him. I think the mechanics and stuff they have are really cool with them, where you have to like mine materials, which you can get from different parts at different stages, and then that like fuels all of his moves.
Yeah.
He's fun. It's just I personally don't play Minecraft.
Yeah, my group I play with, whenever somebody pulls him, they're always so upset. No love for Steve in my Smash group.
Really? I think he's fine. I don't think there's any character that's really like, I really hate playing. There's ones I definitely like a lot more than others.
I'm trying to think if I hate playing as anybody.
You know what I would say hate?
Yeah, there's just some I like rarely have like any rounds under my belt as, and I just like am lost. Or
Yeah.
like I'll get the smash ball and I'll be like, well, I don't know what this does.
Yeah, there's a few characters like Steve though that like do have their own like kind of crazy mechanic you need to be on top of. Like you can't just pick up and play Olimar. Like you need to know about Pikmin and what they're gonna do and how they interact with your moves and then like pluck them and stuff. It's something else you have to pay attention. Whereas Mario, you can just punch people.
Yeah.
And jump and you're good to go.
Next, I think is maybe the coolest reveal trailer.
I would argue it's the best one. It's definitely the one that surprised me the most. And I think it was like one of the most hype ones I watched.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh
So I didn't watch it live because I think they did it during like the Game Awards and like fuck the Game Awards. I'm not watching that stupid show. But I saw it like right afterwards because people share stuff on social media. And yeah, Sephiroth, what an awesome trailer.
Such a good trailer. Just like
the bad guy gets cut in half and like you don't know what's happening. And then the music, the first couple of drum beats start coming on, and you're like, no way. And then Cloud's like, oh, it's Sephiroth. And then you see him and like, oh my God. Because One Winged Angel is such a great song.
It's such a good song.
Because that was one of the big disappointments, like even in Smash Wii U, like Square brought like nothing to the table. Like you got 2 Final Fantasy VII songs and like you still only had 2 Final Fantasy VII songs. So not just Sephiroth being kind of cool and coming into the game, he like kind of feels like he completed Final Fantasy VII, because that's the only way we got spirits, we got music, we got another stage. It's like, all right, now it feels like this game is here.
Yeah, it's like a good representation of that.
Yeah, and that trailer, like so much of it is from like Advent Children and stuff.
Oh yeah. The like new Omni Slash and stuff.
Or like even when he's got like Mario like pinned up with his sword, that's like he did that to Cloud, except instead of going through like his overalls loop, it's like in Cloud's shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so awesome. And like again, we're talking about tone, like it's so different from like Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was really hyped at that trailer.
And like I'm kind of infamous for not being like, I like Final Fantasy VII, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like it's the greatest game that's ever existed. I don't even think it's the greatest Final Fantasy game, but like that was really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely the Final Fantasy game I go back to the most. But yeah, I don't know if it's my favorite. It's probably my favorite one.
Have you played the remake yet?
No, I don't want to pay $60/$70 for, I don't know. I'd rather like wait till it's all released and pay like 100 or something.
Yeah, I hate its distribution method. If you can't make a full game, just don't make it.
Yeah, and like I don't know, maybe it's long enough to be a full game.
Yeah, from my understanding, they changed a lot of it. They added a lot more stuff off because it's just the beginning. Like the game so far is just you get out of Midgar, and then I think there's a DLC now where you can get Yuffie.
Yeah. But I think it's like she has her own mission or something.
Yeah, it's like it's not as optional as it was in the first game, which was totally optional.
Yeah, but that's my favorite character. So
yeah.
I'd like to get around to playing that eventually, but I don't know. I have other games to keep me busy in the meantime. I'm not super worried.
Yeah. So then who's after Sephiroth? Those Pyra and Mithra?
Yeah, I really liked this trailer just because it like really surprised me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's kind of treated like Xenoblade Chronicles trailer. And like we're doing like DLC expansion, so like it could have been that.
Yeah, and I was like watching it and I was like, the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, I've never played anything from this Xenoblade franchise. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Like this trailer looks pretty interesting. And I was like, oh, I got invited to Smash. I was like, oh wow, did not see that coming.
Yeah, I think they're pretty fun. I've never played the Xenoblade games either. I never played Xenosaga. I never played Xenophobe, so I haven't played anything that's got like Xeno in it. Xenophobe's obviously not related. It's an obscure NES game. with an Alien ripoff. But yeah, they were cool. I was like, all right, just some recent Nintendo stuff. I know that that game was very popular, so I was like, all right, that's cool. And they have a unique mechanic, where it's unique again because now Zelda and Sheik don't turn into one another,
Yeah.
but they're fun. Then after that was Kazuya from Tekken, which I don't think Tekken. I was kind of expecting a Tekken character like all along, just because Bandai Namco like work on the game.
That's
So
right.
I figured we were going to get Heihachi at some point. But like, Kazuya is cool. I don't know anything about Tekken. I don't play him.
I played Tekken 2 for a little bit because a friend had it. The only game I've owned is Tekken Tag Tournament. And that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, see, I have Tekken Tag Tournament 2 for Wii U because there was like nothing released for that for so long. But I
Was
didn't
it
play it
fun?
that much.
Did
What's
it,
up?
did it have Tekken Bowling still?
I think it did. It's been a while since I played it. I know it had like a Super Mario Brother like mode where like power-ups and stuff will get thrown at, like mushroom spinning character gets real big.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
Was it like a side-scrolling game or
no, it's just that
during the
stuff happens
fight?
in a Tekken fight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's cool he's there. It's cool there's one more character. So I was like, I wasn't still holding out hope. And then obviously now we know it was Sora, which I guess we should talk about this one a little bit now.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the most amazing trailers that they've done. Sora was a character I particularly like. I loved Kingdom Hearts 20 years ago, but that series has lost me hardcore over the years. So it wasn't a character I was like dying to get, but like now that he's here, I was like, wow, I'm surprised how like excited I am.
I mean, I definitely have always like kind of thought like it would be cool if he was there, but he was never on my list of like, gotta have this character, just because I never really expected him to ever be in it.
I think that was part of it too. Was just like my brain is like he's just never going to show up. So like I don't
Yeah.
focus on other characters I would be excited about.
Yeah. I guess before we gush over Sora for a minute, who were you who did you think or who were you hoping for?
I was all right. So the characters I was kind of hoping for that we would get before it went over, in no particular order. I wanted Doom Guy, which they just revealed like he's a Mii costume. So like, all right, that's fine. I wanted Shovel Knight to be a Mii costume. Like we just got Shantae as one. Shovel Knight and Shantae were two characters I really wanted, but I knew like had no chance. But the fact they're in the game at all makes you very, very happy. So I'm not like upset. I would, after we got Kazuya, I was like, I kind of want Scorpion now. Get like the last of all of the major fighting game franchises in this one.
That would just be so weird.
Yeah. I would hope that the Toasty guy would still pop up every once in a while. And then like I would really like the classic Nintendo character I really want still is Ganon, like classic giant pig monster with a staff Ganon. But I know we're not going to get him. And then the character I thought was most realistic, who I'd really like, but it would have been a weird note to end on, would be Dr. Eggman. Just to go with that whole like villains thing. And like Sonic needs another character, and I think he's the best choice.
Yeah, I was really hoping for Eggman / Dr. Robotnik to. He was the one I wanted.
Yeah.
And then part of me thought like, even though he's an assist trophy, just the world has been clamoring for Waluigi to be in the game. So I was like,
if they
might just
him,
do it. They might just end on Waluigi, and I think everyone would be very happy.
Yeah, I'm cool without getting Waluigi. I think it's more in line with his character that he's never going to be a character. But I wouldn't be like, by this point in the game, I'd gotten so many, like I'd got basically all of my realistic characters that I wanted. Like when they first revealed the trailer with the Inklings, and that's all we had. I wrote up a thing on our website, which you can still go see, about like what I think we can see and expect in the game. And I was pretty right on most of it. Not to toot my own horn, not that some of the stuff I was predicting were like that hard to figure out. Like, oh, the ice climbers will come back. Maybe the Pokemon trainer will, now that we don't have to have the 3DS kind of like holding them back on a technical level. Stuff like that. But like I picked a lot of the characters. I was like, well, I want something from Dragon Quest is going to show up. It's like I was like Simon Belmont. I was like King K. Rool. I also wanted like Isaac from Golden Sun, but like that's just never going to happen.
Oh yeah, well that
Yeah,
there were just those 2 games, right?
no, there's 3, but like the third one's not great. It's not made by Camelot.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a newer. That was like 3DS, right?
It was on DS, yeah, Dark Sun or Dark Dawn or something like that.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, but the first 2 games are so awesome. But I don't know, he's not super realistic to expect, but you know, it is what it is.
Huh. Well,
yeah,
during this, oh, go ahead.
But yeah, I'd like to say, I was going into this one, I was like, I was pretty okay with whoever they're going to pick. You know,
Did you? So first off, I do want to say it's really cool that this trailer kind of opens where the Inkling trailer ends.
yeah, that was really cool. I was like, when it was first playing, because it starts with them all looking at the giant flaming Smash logo, but now all of the characters are there, and they're looking at it, and then the fire goes out, and they all turn back into like toys. I was like, wow, this is really sad because it's like this is the end.
Yeah. Who did you before?
All right, I thought it was something from Dark Souls when it was just a little fire and Mario walks up to it. And I was like, that would have been really weird because you know how the bonfire stuff are. And then Mario clearly pulls a sword out of it, and that's how you save. You put the sword in the fire. So that's what I thought it was going to be. When the fire broke on the thing and you saw Mickey Mouse's head, I was like, no way. Because that was one of the characters I thought was just never. It was like if Goku showed up. It's like it was never going to happen.
Goku's not a video game.
Yeah, and I'm cool with him never showing up.
Yeah, I think Sakurai had said only video.
Sora comes from video games, even though he's partly owned by like an animation studio, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea what it was. I was like, okay, like, all right, we're pulling a sword out. And like when he pulled the sword out, I was like, another fucking sword fighter.
I mean, that is what we got.
Yeah, but I'm so okay with it.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, I was so stoked.
Oh, dude, it was so awesome just to build up. Even knowing that it was Sora, like immediately when they revealed the Keyblade, like you know, it opens up the lock, and then you know, Simple and Clean's like the instrumental starts coming in, like the key opens, the light comes in, all the characters kind of come back to life and turn around. It was floating through and flies through all the characters. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool.
And it just like works so well with the mythology of the Kingdom Hearts series.
Yeah.
Like it's about all these like, you know, stars going out and fucking everybody kind of dying, I guess. Darkness covering the world and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was just so thematically like good.
Yeah, and then you know when we got the extended one at the end of the direct, you know we got a bunch of gameplay stuff, and then got a little more CG with like Sora shaking Mario's hands in front of the big Smash logo. It's back with all of the other like icons of gaming there. I'm like, this is really cool.
Yeah, dude.
And they're really doing them, and they're really doing them up to the nines. He's got like a million extra costumes, including Timeless River. Like I'm never gonna play anything else.
I'm pretty stoked about Timeless River.
Yeah. It's cool that he got different renders for like his Kingdom Hearts 2, Dream Drop Distance, and Kingdom Hearts 3, where he's like in those poses from those games. That's really cool. It's cool that if he beats a character and it's just the 2 of them, it does it like you beat a boss in Kingdom Hearts, where it like kind of slows down and zooms in.
Yeah, that part of the trailer where he's going like where he's fighting Sephiroth.
Yeah.
It's just because like that's a
well, he's a hidden boss in the first 2 games.
Yeah, so was just really cool. Yeah. Have you ever beaten Sephiroth in those games?
Oh yeah, I've beaten Sephiroth in those games.
So good.
When I beat him the first time in the first one, it was so pointless because I like grinded to be level 100. I got the ultimate keyblade and stuff. It was still hard, but like, so you get a reward for beating him. It was like, I'm never going to use this. I just got all the best stuff.
Yeah, right? So
Yeah,
weird.
you get a keyblade for beating him. It's like, I have the best one in the game now.
Yeah, you can kind of go at him a little bit earlier in the.
You can, but he's like really hard. Especially because that game's, because it's the first one, it's like a little bit more clunky to play. He's much easier in 2, not that he's easy, but 2 in general, I think, is an easier game.
Well, yeah, you get all those like crazy power up modes and
Like the triangle moves and stuff.
yeah. I really like Kingdom Hearts 2.
So do I. I think it's the best one in the series.
Yeah.
Combination of gameplay feel and like Disney representation. After that, like they just kept spinning their wheels on like these side games, and they just burned all the interesting Disney worlds. By the time they finally got around to 3, it's like, oh, here's Tangled, here's
Well,
Frozen.
and like I feel like a big problem is like those first 2 games, like the Disney worlds felt a little, it wasn't just like, all right, you're going in and you're playing the movie.
Yeah, some of them you were.
But like it felt a lot more integral to the overarching plot. Like especially that first one when like all of the bad guys are like they all know what's up and they're working against you.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was really cool. But yeah, basically like I think the PSP one like was a little bit like that still. Where the worlds were more tied into the overall narrative, but like
Yeah, I got to the end of Terra's story, and then the difficulty spike in his last boss was so intense that I stopped playing.
but yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3, you're just like, all right, you're going here and solving this problem. It
And
just
then,
feels so.
and then once you beat the last Disney World, it's like, oh, here's all of the plot, and then you're like, it like crams you through it.
Regardless of my feelings on that,
Yeah.
I'm still very stoked for Sora.
Yeah, I can't wait to play as him. We got just under 2 weeks.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Yeah.
don't get in an accident or something before experiencing Sora.
Yeah. But no, look, again, like we were talking before, like he looks like he plays like Sora, where it's a lot, he's combo heavy. He's got a lot of like aerial like movement. You know, he might be really broken, it looks like, but if you hit him hard enough, it seems like he'll just die. Because they showed his like weight compared to Isabel's, and like Isabel's super small and light, and he was like lighter than her.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be his big weakness. Like, yeah, he can kind of like juggle everyone and like knock them away. But
He probably doesn't have a lot of like good kill moves either.
Yeah.
I like
like
that his
a lot
counter
of it,
doesn't.
like,
Yeah, I like this counter doesn't reflect projectiles back at the person. Like he can avoid them using it, but like they just kind of go through them. So it's like, all right, that's different and interesting.
yeah, I think his strength is going to be like at the edges. It's kind of how I play Meta Knight.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, just like get somebody to the edge and then just use your moves and combo them off.
Yeah. Yeah, man, what a way to end it though. Like, because Smash Brothers has a history like the last character they reveal is like usually super lame. Like we don't have to go, yeah, we don't have to go back that far. Like Byleth ended the first Fighters Pass, Incineroar ended the base game for this game. Before that, the last DLC character was Bayonetta. The last character they revealed, I think, was Bowser Jr. or Duck Hunt for that one. The last character they revealed before the game came out was Olimar and Pikmin for Brawl. And then before that, that's before they started doing it that way. But like the last character unlocking
person for Brawl.
was Olimar was the last person they revealed.
What a weird
Yeah.
choice.
That's the things, they never end where like you think it's gonna be like Sonic would have been the last thing to end on, which would be exciting,
Yeah.
you know. But like the last character unlocked in Melee is like Mr. Game and Watch. And I remember looking up who like the last couple of characters were to unlock to how to unlock them. It's like, who's Mr. Game and Watch? I also was like, who's Marth and Roy? It's like Roy Koopa, what?
Yeah, I remember Mr. Game and Watch. Just like,
Well,
yeah, like it took me forever to unlock him in my game.
yeah.
And just like, yeah, that was back like when like it was like you kind of didn't really know.
Yeah, you didn't. Like they announced, I think only people we knew going into it were the starting characters. Because I remember I was really excited when I unlocked Ganondorf because I know who's going to be in the game. And same thing with Mewtwo. Like Mewtwo was the character I wanted the most in the first one.
Did you ever, how much time did you put in trying to unlock Sonic and Tails in Melee?
More than I should admit. I never actually did the kill 10 people in Cruel Melee. Like it was too hard. I think I got up to 9. Oh, I think there was a time limit too. I forget what it was. Whatever it was, I never hit it, and then I found out like later it was fake.
Yeah. I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, like, I saw those screenshots. I was like, oh my god, I didn't even look beyond that. I was just like, all right, I gotta go get them. I start playing. But you know, that was a exciting time. That was when Sonic was starting to be on Nintendo consoles. And
yeah. You had Sonic Adventure Battle and Sonic Heroes, I think, was kind of announced during that time.
yeah, I was like, oh, this is exciting. Then we had like the Mega Collection, so you could play the Genesis games on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they put them in the next one.
Yeah, I'm glad for that too. Yeah, so I mean, we can all name characters we wanted to see added. But like looking back and just like standing back and looking at the roster as we have it now, I was like, man, how can anyone really complain about this?
For sure. I truly can't think of like a big thing that's not really represented.
And even then, like I would say like Resident Evil's a franchise that probably like there's spirits in the game, you know? So it's like everything's like kind of in it. You know, like there's indie characters, like I said, there's 4 Shovel Knight spirits, there's 2 Shantae ones. Minecraft, from a certain point of view, is an indie game and has a full character and everything. Yeah, there's Cuphead's in it as a costume. Freaking Sans is in it as a costume.
Yeah, don't we get what's it called? Gino as a costume?
We did. I think he was
Everyone's
unrealistic to ever expect him to be a full character. I kind of wish they gave him like the deluxe costumes that they've done with some people that come with a song. I remember I was a little disappointed when they revealed Bomberman was an assist trophy, but
yeah, same. He's probably like the assist trophy I'd want as a character. But I mean, what can he also do really? He just drops bombs.
He just drops bombs, and like the way since he's an assist trophy, like they can blow up in like the plus design, and there's certain things you'd have to do. But then they made him a Mii costume later, so you can play as him. And that one's got one that has if you change the Mii's color, you become the different color Bombermans.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can be like Red Bomber and Blue Bomber and stuff.
Did you have you bought any of those Mii costumes? I guess we could talk about
I bought a couple of them. I bought Sans because it comes with Megalovania and that song slaps. I got the Cuphead one because it also came with a song. I bought the Shantae one because it came with a song. Plus, it's like this is close as I'm able to play as her. But I bought a couple of them. I don't play a lot of Mii's, but like it's fun that I have options to be these other characters. Like Goemon's cool. He's a sword fighter in it.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll probably pick up Doom Guy. Or
Yeah,
Doom Slayer.
he's one of your favorite.
Yeah, he's one of the because like certain characters, like that's why I thought maybe Shovel Knight could be a sword fighter and just instead of a sword, it's a shovel. Because like they have like the downward like move and stuff. So it's like, oh, that would be fun. because like the Bomberman one's clearly the model from the assist trophy. They just like pasted it over me. It's like I kind of hoping they did that with the Shovel Knight one. The fact he's in the game at all and his assist trophy like is awesome. I'm not trying to like complain.
Yeah. No, I think it's really cool that the indie stuff gets some representation.
Yeah, like this one really feels like video games the game, you know?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and that's amazing, especially considering like well, the original game was when it was being created for Super Nintendo was just all original characters, and they just kind of added Nintendo characters as like a joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't have permission to do that, and then they showed whoever it was Iwata and Sakurai. They showed whoever they needed to do. Like I think they had like Donkey Kong, Link, and Samus. Like, hey, you know, maybe we can get permission to use these characters. Maybe this is a game. And it was made with like the first one was made with like a shoestring budget, which is why there's no characters. Like I said, they weren't even going to bring it over to the States, but it became so popular when they released it. They're like, oh, maybe we should.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very cool thing. I'm glad it exists.
Just the novelty of being like different characters from different things. Like that's still like, even though all the Marvel Universe characters are from Marvel, it was still like exciting to see characters from like their own movies like show up in one. You know, like there's always like the crossover, like freak show is always will get people in the tent. You know.
Yeah. I mean, less so with the Marvel things these days, but it's still fun. Like, I love a good crossover.
Yeah, and
Sure.
yeah, and you know, once they open the door to third parties in the third game, it's like now anything's on the table, really.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and yeah, this game is like the ultimate proof of that.
I think my favorite me costume is the Team Rocket outfit because I get to see the Kendall me wearing a Team Rocket outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just cool looking.
I don't think I have me dressed up as anything fun. Maybe I'll play with it later.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, all this talk about this makes me want to go home and play it.
Oh yeah, dude. If you wanna have a match.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, is there any ground we wanted to hit that we didn't hit yet?
I mean, as far as this game,
yeah. All right. So for this game, like, which are your favorite characters to play? Like, what are you most excited for when they come up after random?
What's that?
What characters are you most excited for when they come up when you're hitting random?
Oh well, Kirby, of course. I love. He's my dude. Specifically, black and white colored Kirby.
Yeah.
Meta Knight has become kind of one of my mains these days. I don't know. I couldn't really get the hang of him in Brawl, and then I skipped the following one because I didn't have Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've gotten pretty good with Meta Knight. Who else am I stoked to get? I don't know. A lot of them are people who've been around for a long time, I guess. Like I like Samus a lot. One person I do pretty decent as, which I always forget I'll be decent with him, is Wolf.
Okay.
Like whenever I get him as random, it's just like, damn, I'm about to get crushed.
Yeah, he's if I have to pick a Star Fox character, he's the one that's most like akin to my like fighting play style. Like in fighting games in general, like in Marvel's Capcom, like Spider-Man, Wolverine, like I like rushdown characters, and he's the only one of like the Star Fox characters that's like that.
Yeah, I've grown to like him. Yeah, Falco has become my least favorite Star Fox character.
Now, why is that?
I don't know. I just like last few times I've gotten him, I'm like, oh, like I wish I was either Fox or Wolf. I don't like this guy.
I'm trying to think of the characters like because usually when I'm playing for fun, I just play random stuff. But like at certain points, like all right, well, I want to play to win. So who are the characters I like actually will pick? It usually depends on the game. Like in Brawl, Toon Link was my guy.
Hmm.
The last game, Bowser. Well, yeah, I like Bowser and Ganondorf a lot in this one. I also like the Belmonts. Um, I kind of like Sephiroth, but he's a little like light. But he's just got so much reach, and he hits so hard that like he kind of still fits what I like to do. But he's not as
You hate-
heavy as I usually like to play.
Who do you hate?
I don't know who I hate. I don't play a lot of Mii's just because they're usually tucked away. There's no one I really hate. I'm not wild about like the villagers. Rosalina is not my favorite.
Well, Rosalina's pretty tough one to do any
Yeah,
real damage with.
but in thinking about like the characters that are the floatier characters, I don't really like Marth. The Marth Fire Emblem characters, like I like Ike and I like Robin. Again, Ike hits really hard. Like I like those characters. I'm not super good, so as long as I can just smash somebody, I'm happy.
Who's the fire? I think it's Fire Emblem. Maybe it's Xenoblade or something.
Yeah.
Who's the character who turns into a dragon?
Oh, Corrin, yeah, they're from Fire Emblem Fates.
Corrin's pretty cool.
Yeah. Corrin's okay.
I like how she doesn't play like those other four guys.
Yeah, my problem with the Fire Emblem characters is like half of them are just Marth. And
Yeah.
like I get that Roy's kind of like a legacy Marth clone, so like, and I like Roy because he's Marth but hits hard. Like Lucina is okay because she doesn't have a tipper, so it's like whatever. But like, they're so boring when they're all like the same dude over and over again. And then Crom is another one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. I love how there are so many characters that like,
You can forget people.
yeah, like Corrin, that name just never sticks.
Yeah, what are we up to now? Like 80 characters? I think
There's
Soda's
like 82 characters or
Yeah.
something insane.
Because I think it counts the Pokemon trainer as 3 as like Squirtle, Charizard, and Ivysaur
Ah, interesting.
in that
Yeah.
like list.
But yeah. Do you think that this is truly the ultimate Smash entry?
I have a feeling. Well, it's definitely never going to be as big and wild as this one is. There's just no way that they can ever have all of these characters come back, like at the same time. Like it's never going to have it just won't have a roster this big again.
Well, I guess, yeah. Do you think we'll ever get another one in the
Oh, I
series?
think we will eventually get another one. Oh yeah, Sora's number 82. I have a feeling this might be Sakurai's last one. This feels like he really like pulled out all the stops on this one.
Yeah.
But like it's too big to like whatever the Switch 2 or whatever the next thing is. Like it's like Mario Kart. Each system has to have its own entry. But I don't think it'll be the same. Like this feels like the end of this era.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
wonder if they'll change it up at all with like whatever the next entry is.
I would
when
be
it-
okay. Yeah, then like they change them up and then like you can rework like Donkey Kong and Mario. Because like they're still using their like N64 and Melee like era stuff.
Yeah. It's interesting to think about, but I mean, Ultimate will, as long as those online servers work, like
Yeah.
I don't really need another one.
No, I really don't.
Like, and it's not like Switch is a whole system you have to like store and hook up. Like,
Yeah, it's really easy to just kind of keep around.
yeah. So like, I feel like even in generations to come, as long as there's a way to play it, it's a great game.
Yeah, I mean, again, with licensing and stuff, I would be cool if they just keep bringing it forward. And to be like, all right, now we're gonna do a season pass of like 5 more characters. You know, that come with like stages and music and all that stuff.
Oh, that would be an interesting way to,
If they could keep doing that, I don't think that's realistic to expect that.
yeah, definitely not. But that would definitely be an interesting way to,
Yeah, as long as, well, regardless, whenever the next entry comes out, we have to retroactively grab a Sharpie and change on your box to make this Smash Brothers penultimate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But all right, well, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Kendall, where can they find your stuff?
I don't know. Go check out Star Savior Bunny on Instagram.
Mhm.
And yeah, check it out there.
You guys
And,
got a new series coming you're working on right now?
Yeah, well, still trying to finish up this first little arc of Star Savior Bunny, but yeah, we just kind of, I mean, we kind of soft revealed them maybe a couple of years ago, but
Mhm.
we just kind of released an image for a book we want to do called Delivery Squadron Pizza Ranger. And it's about some kids who have to deliver some pizza
Hmm.
through some wild alternate dimensions and stuff, and they transform into rangers to get the job done.
I'm stoked to check it out.
Yeah, I'm stoked too.
You can find us at levelupentertainment.com or Level Up Entertainment on like all the social media platforms. Subscribe and like and whatever, depending on what podcast you're watching this on. But yeah, that'll do us for this week. This has kind of gone from a weekly series to like, hey, we have something to talk about series. So I don't know when the next episode is, but we're on the lookout for stuff. If you have suggestions, make sure you let us know. And like, talking about this is like, hey, maybe it might be fun to talk about Kingdom Hearts, as a whole. I'll see if anyone else wants to jump in on that.
Yeah.
I
feel like it's just you and me. Maybe we should pass, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'd have a lot of negative things to say at a certain point, but there was a time I really loved that series.
Oh, I was there. I remember.
Yeah, so, but yeah, so that'll do us for this week. So until next time, be safe.